I've had several people message me over the last several days, linking to a website. It may have been Silver Doctors, I don't remember, saying, hey, how did this happen under our nose? The CFTC has defined the word swaps, so the 60-day countdown begins until position limits get put in place. And I read it, and I said, I don't see anywhere in this wording or anything where they said anything about swaps. I'm not getting this. So I actually left a message at the CFTC, of course, because the person that they put you in charge with, or put you on the phone with, isn't there, doesn't answer. So you leave a message. You can email me, which I told them, you can email me or call me back. Here's my email. Here's my phone number. I'm just curious if they defined the word swaps yet. Of course, you don't have to wonder if I got a call back or an email back. No. But, reading from what Big Swear says tonight, well, it looks like the CFTC has squeezed a commission meeting into their frantic schedule, and part of the agenda is to discuss swaps. CFTC to hold open meeting to consider 2 final rules and 2 proposals. Washington, D.C. 9:30 a.m., December 5th, and they mentioned a final rule on investment and customer funds, final notice of proposing rulemaking on process for making a swap available, blah, 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 final rule registration of forward board trade, and proposed interpretation for retail commodity transactions under Commodity Exchange Act, Section 2, C2D. He says, although it doesn't say they will specifically define the word swap, considering the meeting topic... Really? Considering the meeting topic and the final outstanding issue related to implementing the position limit rule, it's hard for me to see how they could continue to stall in defining the word swap. To many, it is ridiculous that the CFTC has taken so long to define something they have been regulating for 40 years, but let's not belabor the issue. Barring any other unforeseen foolishness at the CFTC, we should be starting the 60-day clock for position limits on December 5th. Of course, this also comes right along the timeline for chaos, according to his timeline. So don't wait to spread the love and go and buy all your Silver Eagle gifts today. Given that the latest CFTC commitment of traders report for silver is as bullish as it has been for years, it is time to buy, buy, buy. And again, I know I could still buy at this very moment for less than I sold my silver several weeks ago. Some of my silver that I sold. But I'm telling you, I'm on standby. But all this nonsense news, oh, Black Friday, excellent numbers. Meeting with Obama, the EU members come over here to meet with Obama. Yet, headline, Obama administration guarantees we will not be using a taxpayer-funded bailout. No taxpayer bailout this time. So what does that mean for the markets? I always tell you, as the old saying goes, buy the rumor, sell the news on the stock market. Rumor, rumor, rumor. Markets today, Bank of America, Citigroup, JP Morgan, the Dow Jones, 300 points. Silver and gold up, great. That's the rumor. Nothing to be proud of here. There's still doom in Europe, but that doesn't matter. Hey, quit raining on our fake news, Joe. We got to push this market up and pull more suckers back in. Go ahead. I'm still sitting on the sidelines. Now, if I find out that Eric Sprott of the Sprott Management Fund or whatever, which is like the SLV, his is called the PSLV, where he physically, absolutely is buying the exact amount of silver for each stock he sells out there. So if you have a stock and it's worth basically 1 ounce of silver, you can be rest assured, guaranteed, he has that silver. And he just went out and, I forget the terminology, but basically it enables you as a company to, it's kind of like issuing stock, but not quite. Like you don't have to go through the process of getting the okay from the regulators and that kind of thing to do it. There's a way of just doing it. But everyone's been messaging me, hey, he's about to buy one 1.5, whatever it is, billion dollars worth of silver. He's fixing to put an order in. And you guys have to understand, no matter what the thing is, in this case it's silver, no one's ever really done that. They always do the same thing he did, where they're allowed to start getting ready to issue another $1.5 billion worth of stocks, basically, or shares for his fund. Of course, he's going to buy that silver to back it, but normally it's over a spread of months that he'll do these, quantities, big quantities, not 1.5 billion at once. However, that doesn't mean he can't do that. And if I find out somehow that he's deciding, because he's had enough of the games, he wants a $1.5 billion silver now, all at once. I got investor demand out of control. Give me it now. Can't get it in the marketplace? Go to the COMEX, clean them bastards out, give me my silver. I've got investors to deal with. If he did that, silver would go nuts as soon as it happened. I mean, almost as soon as it happened. So while I'm sitting here waiting for more downward pressure on silver, gold, commodities, stocks, bank stocks, everything, an event like that could cause complete opposite. Doesn't matter what the market's doing. Doesn't matter what the Dow Jones is. Banks going down. None of that matters. Europe crashing. Doesn't matter. This guy needs silver and it's not available. Silver skyrocketing out of control. That's about the time I would jump in no matter what the price is, if I missed that wagon, so to speak. My wife is telling me now, just go ahead and buy some silver now. Use that cash you have right now and just buy some silver. Buy as much silver as you have for the cash you have on hand. And if it goes down, we'll just buy some more. So I'm very much considering doing that. Very much. And I think I may do that even at $30. And just keep in mind, we could see a lot of downward pressure, price-wise, on silver and gold before they unleash the dogs, so to speak, of silver prices. Which, again, talking about this swap being defined by the CFTC, we may see all the pressure in the world, all the JP Morgan, all the CME group, throwing everything and the kitchen sink at keeping the prices down all the way until we get to that position limit rule kicking in, even though it's for the spot month only, and the other months out there of future contracts aren't affected, of course, but the spot month would be. I, unfortunately, and I don't think anyone knows for certain what JP Morgan's position is on any given spot month, which is the month you're in, versus way out there contracts. I don't have that answer. I don't know. So, as I mentioned many videos ago, when they first talked about putting these rules in and they went ahead and voted on it and did do it, or voted yes for that, I said, wait a minute, guys, before everyone gets all happy about the 60 days after they define the word swaps, it kicks in. There's two rules. The spot month rule, which means the month you're in, you or any corporation, company, JP Morgan, can only hold X amount of futures contracts for that month. But that doesn't stop you from going out and getting 2 months out, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, a year out, 2 years out of futures contracts, many, many, many months out. And, 1 month out, 2 month out, 3 month out, 4 month out, 5, all the way out. Or just going 2 months out and buying a massive amount of short positions or futures contracts 2 months out. You're not in the spot month, so you don't have to comply with the regulatory rule. Until 2013, basically, when the second part of that rule kicks in, which is the spot month and all other existing months out there, period. That, in my opinion, is when there will not or cannot be any more fraudulent pushing down on the prices of silver by JP Morgan, because the position limits. However, we still have the CME Group, privately owned company, that regulates this market and loves silver just as much as JP Morgan does to keep the price down, who at any whim, any notice, last minute notice, we're raising margin requirements, and they can continue and continue and continue. And everyone says, well, once they raise that maintenance fee to so much, 100% of the initial buy-in, they can't do it anymore. They're done. Yeah, but what if they decide to raise the initial buy-in fee to start with, after they've already met the initial buy-in fee and the maintenance margin become 100%? Oh my God, they can't manipulate anymore. The CME Group, why not? Why can't they come out and say, we're now raising the initial margin even higher And now we have room to push the maintenance margin up a few times, which will cause crashes each time. Maybe there's some rule in which that's it. You can't do that any higher. That's the bottom line. CME Group has its hand tied once they get 100% of each, and when they're both 100%. And to give you an example, what they did recently for the MF Global situation to stop some of the margin calls that would be happening by people moving their accounts from the failed MF Global to new brokerages, is they lowered the initial margin. So now it's 100% with the maintenance margin, but they lowered the initial, not raised any of them. So if they can lower the initial, why can't they raise the initial past the normal limit? I still think they could do that. Although I think when we start to get to that area, I don't think it's going to matter anymore, because with JP Morgan out of the way, I don't think we'll have an issue. At the same time, who's to say that they won't still just allow JP Morgan to continue manipulating and just tell the rest of the world, us included, hey, there's no more manipulation, and no one's single entity is allowed to own so many positions. The rules are in place. All of them. We're in the year 2013 now. Everybody's happy. Meanwhile, JP Morgan continue manipulating, do whatever the hell you want. No one's going to get the data that we have. We're the regulator, CFTC. So keep manipulating. We'll just tell the sheeple that everything's, honky-dory. They could do that. The bottom line is none of that matters, because as you see what's happening in Europe, our own economic numbers. By the way, matter of fact, let me just go there real quick. Fitch rating agency has now set United States outlook to negative. Let me see what that old post is. Zero Hedge, of course. Fitch. Let's do a little search for Fitch. S&P may put France on negative. Volume explosion since it's hard. Let's see. I know it was in here somewhere. I just read it a minute ago. Fitch revises U.S. outlook to negative. What? French Fitch strikes back at the U.S. for not pushing the Fed to do more to bail out Europe. Now it is U.S.'s Moody's and S&P's turn. The negative outlook indicates a slightly greater than 50% chance of a downgrade, U.S. credit rating downgrade, over a 2-year horizon. Fitch will shortly publish its revised economic and fiscal projections for the U.S. and will conduct a further review of its sovereign ratings in 2012. However, in the absence of material adverse shocks, Fitch does not expect to resolve the negative outlook until late 2013, taking into account any deficit reduction strategy that emerges after congressional and presidential elections. This news is bullish for gold and silver, is what I'm trying to tell you. So no matter who's trying to manipulate what, it doesn't matter. When the people, the most hardcore sheeple out there, finally get it, finally recognize there is nothing safe to put their money into, they'll automatically already know by the little things they heard at work, or a little friend guy was telling them on Facebook, or I heard it on a commercial, or I remember seeing a guy on the news talking about this. And what is this? Gold and silver. And he's going to, at that time, when this takes place in his mind, he's seen enough, nothing safe, what can I do? He's going to go type in gold and silver prices and see where they're at. And then he's going to do the same thing anybody would do. I wonder where they've been over the last, let's just say we're in the year 2013 now, right? 1 year from now, basically. And this takes place, everybody's life savings is wiped out practically, or in the process of being wiped out. Can't take it anymore. I got to go see what's going on. Gold and silver, what's the prices? And where have they been last year, year before that, year before that, year before that? Oh my God. Damn it, these people were right the whole time. Why the hell didn't I get into gold and silver earlier? Son of a gun, I knew better, these stupid news agencies. I'm tired of this damn mainstream media. It only takes a fraction, a tiny fraction of the population, a little tiny percent, to start going out and buying gold and silver, especially silver. Because that's where the pressure's at. To cause a shortage. So it won't matter if JP Morgan still behind the scenes can manipulate, or the CME group can still try to play games on the market, it doesn't freaking matter. When there's a shortage, there's a shortage. End of discussion. So that's why it is still good to buy right now at $30. And if they crash the markets to do one final scare tactic on everybody and load the boat themselves with real silver and gold, we could see a massive crashing of silver and gold. Don't get scared off by it. Don't you dare sell your silver and gold during that time. You stash it and hold on to it. And if you can get a credit card or get anything to buy some more, if a big crash happens in silver and gold, again, forget gold, we're talking silver, use that credit card and buy. If we saw another $10, $8 silver, something just crazy, they wanted to scare the Jesus out of everybody. We still got control, you sheeple. Boom. Silver's destroyed. $7, $8. Look what has happened during every push down. I've called every time. I've called every single time now at MEX and a few times Monex to just ask and see how long I might hold before a salesperson picks up. Press 2 if you would like to purchase bullion. 2. It's on the board. We've got callers in queue wanting to buy. You usually would think in a sales department it would be immediate. Oh, commission. Hey. Right? And they do get commission. I'm waiting several minutes sometimes. So the bottom line is, if they were to crash it down to $8, $10, do you know how many people would just go crazy and buy as much as they could load their boat with, basically? So anyways, keep stacking. I am playing with fire a little bit by not purchasing silver. But again, talking with the wife tonight, she said, you know, we should probably just go ahead and get some more. But I'm telling you, man, I just got a gut feeling. I got a feeling I can buy a lot more silver if I just wait a little bit longer. And I got to be honest, I may wait all of this week and then next week, sometime in next week, and see where things are at with silver and gold before I pull the trigger. My inner being is telling me to do that. Could my inner being be a bozo and get slapped in the face if silver were to skyrocket? Yeah, it could. But I don't make many mistakes in my opinions on some of these things, especially like with silver and gold. I don't miscall things. I may be a little early on some things, like that kind of stuff. I'm notorious, generally speaking, of calling things to happen, and then I'm calling them a little early. Doesn't matter, because that's a good thing. I've been able to prep like crazy, expecting things to happen a little quicker, only to find out, great, I've got more time, thus I have more paychecks coming in, I've got more money to do some other things that I didn't think I'd be able to do. Great. So that's kind of a benefit, a little bonus for sticking with JSNIP 4. So that's all I want to talk about. I had another video I think I want to do here, so I'm going to cut this one off right now.